Hey, YouTube universe! Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Naked Truth. I appreciate you stopping by. And you know we're blowing Larry Legend out, Larry Bird. And we're going to jump right back into it. We're not going to waste any time. It's going to be more Larry Legend stories. Hopefully there's some new nuggets in here for us, or maybe different versions of the same story. I'm sure there'll be a few repeats, but it's all good. It's Larry Bird. So before we get started, make sure you smash that like button. I really want your comments and suggestions, ladies and gentlemen. Drop some links in there. What do you want me to react to? All right? Without further ado, Legends, sharing more Larry Bird stories. Enjoy!
Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against. And he told me two things one game. You know, our rotations, double teaming Kevin McHale, always had to rotate to the corner, and Larry Bird was the one shooting it. You know, so he shot one, and I mean, I'm trying to block this shot, and he would just tell me, Scott, you're a little too late. You know, a little too late. So we playing him. In the last play, he says to James Worthy, he said, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over there that corner. He said, they're going to set a screen for me. We're taking the ball out. He said, I'm going to curl right over. And he's telling us to play. He's telling us to play before they even take it out. He said, I'm going to go right over to that corner, and I'm going to catch it, and I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be. They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ.
The late, great DJ.
Yeah.
Take the ball out, the man curl right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a three, game over. It's like, are you effing kidding me?
I always tell this story about Larry Bird. I remember him, he was cursing under his breath. And I asked him, I said, Larry, what's going on with you? He says, you guys are being disrespectful to me.
Oh, we know where this is going.
What are you talking about? He says, you guys are putting a white guy on me. That's disrespectful. I just started laughing. I had no comeback. He says, it's disrespectful when y'all put a white guy on me.
The story goes that when he played against Denver, they had a guy named John Hansley, a white guy, a really good defender.
Okay. I remember him.
Okay. They put him on Larry, and Larry was wearing his ass out. Absolutely. And Larry would run by the bench and tell Doug Moe, who was the coach, get him off me. That's disrespectful. Put a black guy on me. Because when he played back in the day, that's all he played against was brothers. So he was like, I had to torch his ass so they understand.
Well, you had the Bird night.
I had the Bird night. Yeah, that was a tough night, man. You know, the biggest argument that night is, well, you only scored 6 on me.
But nobody was guarding Bird, were they?
Well, we were trying.
You were trying to.
Yeah, but when a guy is literally coming up the court.
I'm sure all of you know this by now, but for those who don't or maybe haven't heard this story yet, this is Larry Bird's epic 60-point game against the Atlanta Hawks, where he basically came back and broke Kevin McHale's Celtic record that he just made 9 days ago.
Calling his shots. And, you know, Bird talked a lot of trash.
And that's in New Orleans.
That's in New Orleans. In that game, we're on the free throw line. And he's like, he literally says, left side, across the three. And you're listening to him. That's a tough feeling.
Bird used to tell me, look here, man, I'm going to go shoot this motherfucker jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's going to be your Christmas present. I'm going to wrap it up and bust your head open. Woo! All that shit. He told me, young fella, let me tell you something.
Glove.
I just shoot a jumper anywhere I want to. You're supposed to be a great defender, right? I'm going to make sure I tell you where I'm going to shoot the ball at. And I was like, man, come on now. You're not going to shoot the ball. And so he said, I'm going to take you over in that corner right there. You see it over there by my bench, right? And
over there, right?
I'm going to give you something, and it's going to be this jumper. So he went right to that corner. And I'm up on him, I'm under him. And he said, young fella, what did I tell you I was going to do? And he turned around, raised up, and it was all drones.
The thing that fascinates me about this is you tell the stories and you're trying to play it out in your head how that went down. But you always have to remember, this is in the middle of a professional basketball game with a 24-second clock running down. And this man's chirping, telling him what he's going to do to him. I'm going to take you over here. I'm going to give you this jumper, and it's going to be all net. Within 24 seconds, he has to get all of that done. That makes it even more phenomenal as far as I'm concerned.
And I said, shit, I ain't gonna mess with you no more. He was the coldest dude I ever seen with that shit, man. Everybody be talking about these greats. They don't be always mentioning him. He was the shit. Yeah. Shit, man. He'll give it to you any way he wanted to. Larry Bird was cold.
I remember the first
Teach
time
him,
I
GP.
played against Bird. I never forget this. Go to shake his hand. I'm a rookie. I'm playing against the Boston Celtics in the Boston Garden. Go shake. And Larry put both hands behind his back.
Not happening.
Wouldn't shake my hand. I said, okay, he's just getting into the game. First play of the game, he said, you don't even belong in this league, Holmes. And he shoots a 3. Now, I wasn't mad that he made the 3. But I said, did this something this called me Holmes?
He did.
and he came down and did it again, so I'm pissed, you know. So the next time down, see me on the breakneck pitch, and I jump up and I throw it down on him, right? I mean, he fouls me. And he said, hey, Rook, I like you. You got heart. He said, but I'm still getting 30 on your ass. I mean, that's who he was. But that was the only time he ever talked trash to me, because he respected me, because he knew that I was going to keep coming. That really taught me something, you know. If you wasn't prepared to play against guys like that, you got embarrassed. Larry had...
You know, I love that comment right there by Dominique. If you wasn't prepared to play against guys like Larry Bird, you got embarrassed. You may have gotten embarrassed regardless of whether or not you were prepared. But if you just showed up to work thinking, you know, oh, I got Larry today and I'm going to check him, he's going to embarrass you. He's going to embarrass you in front of your team. He's going to embarrass you in front of your fans. He's going to embarrass you in front of your family. That's what he's going to do. And he loves doing it.
60 against us one game in New Orleans. I'll never forget that game. He was so hot, he started shooting threes with his left hand. Woo. I mean, it was mind-blowing. He had an attitude and the heart of a lion. And he didn't like anybody. He didn't care who you were. And we never shook hands for 13 years.
I just remember my first day being in the car and or getting off the plane, and I see a sign, and it says Mr. Bird and Mr. Weber. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no way. And so I get in the car, and it's Larry fucking Bird. And I shake his hand. I'm quiet, you know, trying to feel that balance in the car and everything. And it's the old school limo sitting in the back. And when we get out, he doesn't say much, but when we get out, he goes, hope you get your sleep tonight, because I'm going to bust your ass tomorrow.
Yes.
Typical Larry to say something like that on the sly on the way out. But now you got to come back with something, C-Web. You got to come back with something. You can't let that sit. You got to chirp.
And I didn't know what to say, but I knew this is a moment you have to say something.
Yeah.
Like you can't. And
can't let that go.
Larry, your back is already hurting, man. You need to take it easy. And then I run to the room and I call my father. I'm like, Dad, Larry Bird was just talking shit to me.
We were playing in Phoenix, and we were way up. We were like 15, and we have the worst fourth quarter in the history. We're terrible, and Larry's bad. Larry's missing shots, throwing it to the other team, throwing in the third row, and they come back, and somehow they go up 2. So we have a play, out of bounds play. I'm taking it out, and Larry says, I'm going to bust off the play, and I'm just going to come out, and I'm going to shoot a 3. And I'm like, we're down 2. I'm like, no, don't do that. I'm like, let's shoot a 2, please. Go to the hole, try to get fouled. Let's just get into overtime, see if we can't win this game. And Larry says, no, I'm just going to bust a 3 on him. I'm like, oh, my God. So he tells the Phoenix bench.
Ultimate confidence.
He tells the coaches, yeah, I'm just fixing to bust a 3 on you guys and just go home. I'm tired of this. And he gets the ball, jumps out, busts the play, comes out, gets the ball to slot, shoots the ball. As the ball's in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, told you so, and stops running to the locker room. And it went in, and I just started laughing. I was like, oh, man. You know, it's just one of those ones where you just kind of, he has such supreme confidence, and it was just, but that's the one when you were back in and Larry went in and said, well, I won the game in the first 3 quarters, and I lost it in the third quarter, or the fourth quarter, excuse me. Then I won it at the end. He goes, my record tonight is 2-1. We all just kind of laughed.
Larry logic.
I'm going to tell this story. We're in L.A., and I'm hurt. Got a pulled hamstring, so I'm not playing tonight. So I can't play against the Celtics. You know, I'm killing myself. You know, Larry warming up. The anthem is sung and get introduced. And that before they go out on the court, Larry comes down and says, you know what? Since you're here, I'm going to put a show on for you. So you just sit back and watch, okay? Don't worry. I'm going to put a show on for you. And I'm like, man, get out of my face, man. Want to hear that? You know, that's Celtics and the Lakers. And he went out. I think he scored 38 points, about 20 rebounds, about 15 assists. And every shot he would shoot, he would turn to me. Every time he hit one, he looked at me. And I said, boy, you know, the thing about it that I love about you is that most guys talk trash and can't bag it up. But Mr. Bird, you know you can bag your trash talking.
All right, boys and girls, that was a little quick hitter. More Larry Bird trash talk stories. There's so many of them out there. We're going to hit a whole bunch more, but we're not going to make this video any longer than it needs to be. Before you bounce out, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, the naked truth is out.